Sunsplash, the Mix Show. I am the DJ. I am the host. I am Ja Prince. Select the Princess is probably promoting some festival like the Sierra Nevada World Music Festival. Reggae Sunfest is coming up, and you know you're going to see us on Jam Rock. However, I was on a cruise. It's called Love and Harmony. And I wore a particular shirt, and I was bombarded by women telling me to take it off, that they don't believe and they don't think it can be achieved. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring you my two guests for today. One is DJ DLife and the other is Iron Voice from the ReggaeBoyz. I'm ReggaeBoyz and DLife. Big up. Welcome to Sunsplash Mix.
Bless up, bless up, bless up. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, man.
I got to start from day one. We're gonna get back to the shirt because the shirt caused trouble, right? And that's what we're here for. We want trouble. We want a serious. Trouble. For those who don't know ReggaeBoyz, Iron Voice, and the Soundchat platform, where have we heard that name before, and how long have you been working with Soundchat?
So I've been ReggaeBoyz sounders before Soundchat, but with regards to Soundchat, I've been working with Soundchat since I want to say I've had a show on Soundchat since 2017, either 16 or 17. Started out as one of the mix shows. Them time that most of the shows weren't live, so I used to send in my shows, and then some of the shows were live, and then eventually as time moved on, I moved up to doing certain shows, Rumble Talk, which a lot of people may know me from also. And then I did a couple of shows with Chin, and then during the COVID now is when I started working with Chin and doing some of the main shows with him. So that would be the show that people hear me, the shows people hear me now on the time, the Monday, Friday, Saturday, those shows, yeah. And then of course Thursday, Rumble Talk Thursday, that I do with my partner, big up Drew, anyway, you're there, brother. You know what I mean? And then after that, as if I wasn't doing enough shows, my good friend DLife, who ended up being a part of the station after a few, 3 years now, DLife, or 2 years?
Nah, I would say, I think this summer is going to be two.
About 2 years, right. So
2 years.
Yeah, so all right. So about when DLife forwarded to the station, what ended up happening was, because DLife had a real wicked show, the I Love Soca with Energy, and he had to go away for, I believe it was Caravana. He had a bunch of carnivals to do.
You know he's booked. You know he gets booked, right?
Oh no, DLife is the soca guy. You know what I mean? He lives on a plane with the soca stuff. Anywhere carnival that DLife there. So what ended up happening was DLife asked me to fill in for him, because me and DLife go way back. From club days and then thing that way back. I think probably maybe even before Soundchat Radio even started. So me and DLife was playing in clubs and stuff like that, but that's a different story. And when I filled in for him for what was 2 or 3 weeks back to back, because DLife show happens to be on cable television also. So it airs on all the different islands and in Jamaica and on Synergy TV and E+ TV. He was saying that the reviews were good. And then he asked if I could do a show with him, like we could do the show together. And from that, it was just an instant hit. So then me and DLife started. So we're working together again, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And again, like you said, this word, this letter, this brand, DLife, not just in the city, not just in the continent, in certain countries. Like seriously, how far back have people supposed to remember? Yeah, but remember DLife? Remember some CDs? Remember cassette? Remember DLife? How long has DLife been this brand and ambassador for soca music?
Wow.
It's a long time.
We could take it all the way back, but then I'll be letting out the age. So we ain't gonna go that far, but I can take you back to Hot 97 days. Was pretty much brought into Hot 97 with Bobby Condas and Jabba, right, to bring a certain elevation to their show, which was on Hot 97 at the time, still is. And Bobby was like, listen, we need some soca element. We need some he called it calypso. Bobby called it calypso. Some element to the show. So I was like, all right, no problem. In those days, I used to be in the Ark. I used to be DJing in the Ark in Brooklyn and Sheffield. So, Jabba and them, they reached out to me. I went in, and it was just supposed to be for one day, one Sunday actually, just to think the vibe. And they got a call the morning from the program director saying, listen, that was a really dope, concept. Let's bring DLife on, and that the rest is history. I mean, I did like almost a little over 10 years on Hot. Hot kind of opened the way for a lot of different things. It gave me the opportunity for Atlantic Record to reach out, where I produced the first Extreme Soca, this CD DVD mix that was on Atlantic Records, Penalty Records. So that is what kind of took the name of the brand overseas. And then because like what Khaled does now with the hip hop artists, I did it back in 2005 with soca artists, where I got a bunch of soca artists with their tracks to come together to be on a soca mix CD.
Right.
Folks can Google it now. It's still out there. It's on Pandora. It's all over. It's called Extreme Soca Volume 1. You have the likes of Bungie on there, Allison Himes, a whole heap of them on there. And it was one of those things where when it was done, we look back at it and we was like, wow, we actually got a group of soca artists to come together and give me their music. And then what I did was I mixed it.
Good.
All on CD.
Now we got to
put it up for them.
We got to be real clear now, ladies and gentlemen. This is before there's a lot of platforms. There wasn't an app for that. You had to have talent. You had to have networking. And you had to have a skill set. DLife, you had it back then.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it was conversations, because what it is, Hot 97 gave me that platform. So I got to give Hot 97 credit, because I had the likes of, I remember one time on Hot 97, I had Bungie Garland, Destra, Marshall, and somebody else up in the station all at the same time on a Sunday night, and nobody was sitting down. Everybody was standing up, and it was just like a party up there. Vibe. So I got to give Hot 97 the credit, because it allowed me the platform, but I would say I stuck true to the game to bring authentic soca and Caribbean music to Hot 97, because I used to get the calls in the morning on Mondays and stuff like that. Look, play a little more the commercial soca. A lot of people not. I said they will understand it. Just give them time. We have an audience.
Right.
We have an audience. Back then, if I could have gone on there and play Tempted to Touch and Rupee and all of those tunes, every weekend they would have been happy. But I just choose to put the music that is on the streets, that is playing in all the soca fets. I gave it that platform, gave these guys an opportunity, and it opened the door too, because I brought James EP up there, and we all know James EP with Nookie, one of the big tunes.
Because sometimes people want to know. Sometimes we got to give Chin all the credit for Sound Chat Radio, and then sometimes it's Chin fault, right? Because that's the narrative. So for you guys as a co-host and a duo and kind of separate shows, but then all about the same energy, who gets the credit? Chin get the credit. DLife, you get the credit. ReggaeBoyz, you push yourself in a one corner. Who gets the credit for this 4-hour block of good music?
I think it's across the board.
It's across the board, man.
I think it's across the board. Because initially, if Chin didn't reach out to me on Soundchat to come Soundchat, I wouldn't have been on Soundchat. Right? And if I didn't trust in saying, okay, let me get somebody to fill in for me. All right, Iron Voice. Yeah, man. I remember Iron Voice had that energy. Iron Voice could have it. Boom. You know, and then if Iron Voice didn't agree to say, okay, let's do the show together, you know. So I think it's across the board. I think it's a thing. Every action, every action created
a different
this unique thing of what we have now.
I love it. I love it. So let me know the times. For those who don't know, salute to everybody on the platform, Sunsplash Mix. What time is this show? Is this collaboration? And where else can they find it? Like, you know, the Synergy?
All right. So the show is on from 2 to 6 every Saturday, Eastern Standard Time on Soundchat Radio. And it also broadcasts on Synergy TV and E+ TV. Synergy TV would broadcast it over, I believe it's 19 countries throughout the Caribbean and certain, I believe on, I think DLife says Time Warner Cable or Spectrum, whichever one, and it broadcasts in America also. So people see us on television. Also, and I found out
Direct TV here in the US.
Direct TV. We also found out that we broadcast in Canada also because a caller called in and was saying that they turned on the television and saw us on and just started talking to us from then and there. So it broadcasts there, and then in E+ TV, which it broadcasts in Jamaica. So it broadcasts on 2 channels in Jamaica at the time, and that's on television, not just the radio. It's on television.
I like it. I like it. Like you guys are a unit right now. The ratings are up. Like you just mentioned, the listenership is expanding even more than your individual platforms. So actually, what's next? Let's get to the shirt here. Why this stuff? Because I'm now the chapter president of Atlanta.
Yes. You running that
like myself, and then put myself in one box on this ship because the woman requests. I'm not going to call no names. There's about 7 of them. Right. Them corral me. Yeah. I said, what this mean? Yeah. Because this don't mean nothing. Yeah. Take off this.
Yeah. So what WIFMA is it's a movement, you see. And what it is because men, especially West Indian men, Jamaican men, Trinidadian men, we've been getting this horrible rap for many thousands, not even hundreds, thousands of years, right? That we are dogs, we can't take it, we can't be with one woman, all kind of thing. Pure false information. So my good friend and colleague, esteemed colleague, DLife and I, you started, because when we saw our platform was growing and spreading, we decided to tell the truth. And then so we were saying that West Indian men don't cheat. So eventually it developed into the West Indian Faithful Man Association. And then we said yes. And DLife said, we're going to get t-shirts. And then all of a sudden, t-shirts were made.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it happened.
DLife, let me ask you straightforward. Yes, soca music, there's a term called horning. Okay, it's just a term, it's just a word. It's just fun, right? How does that apply with the West Indian Faithful Men Association?
Well, you see, here's the concept, right? We all know a wine is just a wine, right? In the soca community, a wine is just a wine. You can take a wine, you can meet this girl, you can take a wine, she have a boyfriend, she have a husband, you take a wine, next day, normal, right? Nothing had happened, you just take a wine in effect. Hence, WIFMA, you're still loyal.
Exactly.
Loyal,
it's
right?
just as loyal.
You know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
You're still loyal. You can take a little wine.
Just a little wine.
I'm pissing off the Jamaicans right now.
Yeah, you know we're not doing anything there. You know we're not sharing.
I know a lot of Jamaicans are pissing off because I hear it. Boy, me don't want no man wine on my gal.
No, sir.
Nah,
you know, but if you take a hardcore Jamaican man with him and his girl, and you take him in a soca fete, I'm not sure that he walk out of there and he be like, yo, let's sing it out.
It's the best thing. It's the best thing when we having fun, when soca music playing, when dancehall music is playing. ReggaeBoyz, Iron Vice. Mana Gallus. There's a Gallus department shirt going around.
Well,
how can you claim that West Indian men are faithful when none of them are Gallus?
Well, very simple. You know, a Gallus is just a man who knows a lot of girls. You see, that's all it is. It's a guy who's very popular. A lot of women know him. You know what I mean? So that's why I would say he's a Gallus, because I have a lot of female friends and acquaintances. Now, one of the problems that happened to the entire West Indies, and I'm going to say it, I mean, I've been known for getting myself in trouble, is cable television. What cable television did was expose the West Indies to a lot of the American lifestyle. So when the American man then are carrying on with a lot of unfaithfulness and stuff like that, they tried to, you know, it seemed to a little bit of the culture of that evil culture started infiltrating the islands. But on a whole,
yes,
you know, for the most part, the man them faithful. Which is why, because the shirts are selling, there are a lot of people in different places walking up and down with their WIFMA shirts, wearing them proudly.
Very,
very proud. So that's the thing. So and we stand on what we say, and we make sure we defend it, and we want all of the man then to buy your WIFMA shirts, because listen to me, man, West Indian men are faithful, and this is the organization that, you know, defends it.
There you go. This is episode 1.
Yes.
We're going to have another WIFMA meeting very soon. We're going to go over the bylaws and the code of conduct.
Yes, yes.
You know, because it kind of from continent to continent, you know, Spice Island, some things change. So with all due respect, how do they find ReggaeBoyz? How do they find Iron Vice?
To find ReggaeBoyz at ReggaeBoyz Sound, one word. You can get me on IG. Also, you can also go to my podcast. Thankfully, you know, I'm blessed to say that I have one of the most popular podcasts for reggae in the world. And it's available in Apple Podcasts. It's also available on Google Play. It's also available on Amazon and a whole heap of other platforms. Pretty much anywhere you could do that, you just search ReggaeBoyz Sound. ReggaeBoyz with a Z, Sound. ReggaeBoyz, one word, and then Sound. You can find us there, and you can also find us on Soundchat Radio. I mentioned the time before, and you can find us on I Love Soca at with the energy every Saturday on Soundchat Radio from 2 to 6 with my partner in crime, DLife, and causing all kinds of spreading the truth. That's
yes.
Spreading the truth. Yes.
Spreading the truth. DLife, like you said, there's a lot of callers that call in. It's diverse. It's different genres. It's different generations and genders. So genres, generations.
Yes.
That's a good little thing there, right? So how do they stay in contact with DLife? Because, you know, so the bookings are go skyrocket. How do we find DLife?
Well, you can just log on to the website, DLifemusic.com. Pretty simple, DLifemusic.com. You can, if you're into social media, Real DLife, RealDlife. I try to keep it on all the platforms the same name, Real DLife. Like Iron Voice said, we are on Saturdays from 2 to 6 on multiple platforms. I am also on Wednesday nights on 93.5 on Soundchat Radio with the Hump Day Soca Show from 11 p.m. to 12 midnight, which is strictly 100% mainstream, just soca music on a Wednesday in the middle of the week. And then, well, I have my TV show, Fusion, which is on Synergy TV, and which airs on Friday nights, and then rebroadcast again on Sundays and then on Thursday nights. So there is that. But all that information there, all you got to do is log on to the website, DLifemusic.com. It has the email information, how you can reach out. Everything is on there. It has links to the shows. Everything is on there. So just go to DLifemusic.com or Real DLife on Instagram. I mean, and then, or you can just tune in on Soundchat. You know, download the Soundchat app.
That's right. Download that.
And you can definitely tune in, and you'll be able to get us on there.
Wow, that's what it is right now, ladies and gentlemen. The West Indian Faithful Men's Association members, the presidents, the co-presidents, and one Atlanta chapter co-pres. Listen, we are really trying to make this thing universal for the rest of 2023, moving forward. Thank you, brother, for stopping by the Sunsplash Mix.
Bless up, family.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. And listen,
Thanks for having
let me
us.
say something there for the gentlemen out there who are nervous to get the WIFMA shirts. We offer support.
Yeah, we do.
Offer support. So if you need us to come to you when you're wearing a shirt, we will roll up with you while you're wearing their shirt. So you have that support. You know,
Yeah,
we are
so
not just
the woman
shirts out there.
Yeah, the woman them get kind of rowdy when them see it. Yeah,
And by the way, we
you know,
have shirts for women also. They're called the Wicked Gal shirts. So we have shirts for them also. But we'll talk about that at the next meeting.
At the next meeting.
Yes.
At the next meeting, yeah.